Hello and welcome to Sunday Storytime. Now this week's story is another Daniel Morden story, and it comes from this book, Weird Tales from the Storyteller. And this story is about 6 fools, and it is called Frosty. Once 6 fools met. The first fool was as white as milk. His skin was white, his eyes were white, his hair was white, his tongue was white. He wore a white hat over his white left ear. White mist curled from his lips and his nostrils. His knees knocked, his teeth chattered. He was the first fool. As he walked, he met the second. He had the ears of a donkey. He lay on his belly with one ear against the ground. The first fool said, "What is your name? And what are you doing?" "Shh! I'm listening to the speeches of the Houses of Parliament." "Shh is a funny name. Mine is Frosty. If you come with me, we'll make our fortune." As the 2 fools walked, they met a third. One side of her face was like your face or mine, but the other side was one enormous eye. She had a rifle. She put her eye to the sights and bang! "What did you shoot?" said Frosty. "Across the sea in America there is a hill. On that hill there is a wood. In that wood there's a tree. On that tree there is a branch. On that branch there's a twig. On that twig there's a leaf. On the leaf there's a fly. I'd have shot that fly." "What a shot! Come with us and we will make our fortune." "Of course. I'm Frosty and this is Shh. I'm Seafar." Off they went. As the 3 fools walked, they met a fourth. This fool, well, her cheeks were so baggy they dangled under her chin. She sucked in the air and blew. The birds tumbled across the sky. The clouds scattered in every direction. "What are you doing?" said Frosty. "There's a windmill 5 miles away. I'm turning the sails." "Come with us. Together we will make our fortune. I'm Frosty. This is Shh and Seafar. I'm Gusty." The 4 fools met a 5th. The 5th fool was hopping. He was hopping because he was holding one of his legs under his arm. "Why have you taken off your leg?" "I didn't want to go too fast." "Do you want to come with us? We are going to make our fortune." "Of course." I'm Frosty. This is Shh, Seafar and Gusty. I'm Longshanks. Off they went. As the 5 fools walked, they met a 6th. He was a slip of a man, but he was carrying a huge tree over his shoulder. "Who are you?" said Frosty. "I'm the smallest giant in the world." "Come with us. We're off to make our fortune." "Of course." I'm Frosty. This is Shh, Seafar, Gusty and Longshanks. I'm Small Tall. Off they went. They came to a town where a soldier was blowing his horn, shouting, "If anyone can outrun the princess, they will win as much gold as they can carry. But lose the race, and you will lose your head." "There's a chance to make our fortune," said Frosty. He and his friends went straight to the palace. The king looked at them, their eyes and ears and cheeks and hats. He smiled. His eyes glinted. "Welcome! You've come for the race. Fetch the princess." Out came the princess. Longshanks screwed his leg back on. Seafar fired her gun and whoosh! The race began. They were gone in a flash. "Shh," said Frosty. "Is Longshanks winning?" Shh put his ear to the ground. "The king has sent soldiers to roll barrels into Longshanks' path. He's falling over again and again." "I have an idea," said Seafar. Bang! Seafar fired her rifle. The bullet knocked the barrel out of the path of Longshanks and into the path of the princess. Bang! Bang! Again and again. Zoom! Back came Longshanks. "Oh, well done! You have won the race," said the king. "But I am afraid there is another task you must perform before you can have the gold. You see that lake? You must drain it dry by tomorrow. And if you don't, then I will cut off your heads." "I have an idea," said Gusty. That night, Gusty blew so hard, all of the water in the lake was blasted into the sky. The lake became a cloud. That cloud flew to the other side of the world where it rained on a desert where it hadn't rained for years and years. When the king saw that the lake was dry, he was amazed. Well done! Tonight we shall have a feast." He led them to a room made all of metal, its walls shiny, and its floor like a saucepan bottom. Once the 6 fools were inside, the king slammed the door shut. Then he had his guards light a fire under the floor. The floor glowed red hot. The walls glowed red hot. The roof glowed red hot. The door glowed red hot. They were going to be cooked to death. Frosty smiled. He lifted his cap. Out of his ear came a blizzard. Ice dangled from the ceiling. Snow covered the floor. The next morning, the king opened the door to find them cuddling together to stay warm. He was speechless. "Your Highness, you promised us as much gold as we could carry. No more tricks. Give us what we deserve," commanded Frosty. "Of course," said the king. "Guards!" A sack was brought. The smallest giant in the world, Smalltall, took it and held it open. The guards tipped gold inside until it was full. "I could carry another," said Smalltall. So they found another sack, and then another, and another, until Smalltall could no longer be seen. "Another," came his little voice from amongst the sacks. Off they went with 6 sacks of gold. Once they had passed out of sight, the king said, "Guards, fetch the army. Tell them to get those fools and bring me back my gold." Over the hill, Shh had his ear to the ground. "The army is coming. The king wants us dead." Countless as ants, the soldiers came, swarming towards the fools. Gusty blew. Hundreds of soldiers were blasted into the sky. Frosty lifted his hat. The rest were frozen to the spot. Seafar aimed her rifle and shot once. Bang! The king's crown toppled from his head. The king was so terrified that he hid in the darkest of his dungeons, and he never troubled them again. Frosty and his friends, well, they built a grand castle where they lived very happily. And I know, because I've been there. And that was the story of Frosty from this book, Weird Tales from the Storyteller. And there's a picture in here as well I'm going to show you too. There the 6 fools. Did you enjoy that story? Well, there's going to be another story next week for another Sunday Storytime. So until then, have a great week and bye for now.